Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if this works. Indeed wanted to do something before I started. So, if this crashes, oh well, you know. But yes. Anyway, welcome back. This is Enslaved Odyssey to the West. Get that out of there. So, we want a new journey. But we also want to make sure... Why is it 800 by 600? Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We are in for some chop. We must get this game to look right. Graphics setting needs to be high. Okay. Are you back? Okay, we're back. Okay. Control options. Audio options. Okay. Extras. Oh yeah, fuck. Sure. Sure, we'll do... What, we can't do Sexy, Robot Trip, and Classic Monkey? Sure, we'll do Sexy Robot Trip. Why the fuck not? I've played this game before as normal trip, and we'll see what that looks like. New journey. Normal. Yes, I know. I played this briefly on PC a long time ago. Originally I played this on Xbox. I actually played the demo on PS3 back in the day when I first
Welcome to Slave Ship 9.
when it first came out instead of the Xbox, just because I had more space on my PS3 hard drive.
You have been assessed, and any injuries sustained
There's less stuff to
during
download.
capture have been designated as non-life-threatening. Remaining journey time is estimated at 16 hours.
This game is old all of a sudden. How did this happen? How did this game become so old?
Position beneath your
But yes, what is this? It's another adaptation of one of the
hazards of the wild.
what is it called? Chinese great novel thingies. The same thing that Dragon Ball is based off of. So like Suikoden is one, this is another one.
Warning. Temperature.
Now,
Structural
shit.
integrity 30%.
We're gonna play this to see how well it is aged. It is essentially a platformer in the same vein that like Uncharted is, though. So we will see what happens. Just Suikoden made me want to play this. That's why I'm playing it. But this is one of the planned games. I have a few more, like planned games to go through on my stream test thing. And then there's other games, of course, that are unplanned, that like Girls Frontline and Suikoden. But this is one of the ones that when I set out to make a list back in July this year, this was one of them, and it's taken this long to get to. Okay. We'll see what this looks like. And of course, this is the PC version, which came out quite a while after the original release on 360 and PS3. Again, it's one of those, if you play it back in the day, you know, you're probably fine playing it on PS3, but like always go with the 360 version. They always work, like outside of a couple games here and there, they work better. But we'll see if the PC version is any good, because that's the other weird thing. Like a lot of these PC versions are a bit janky, but this came out quite a while after, so it might be fine.
Alert. Hull breach. Alert.
Like, that's what's kind of a shame that, like, Dead Space, for instance, didn't get a remaster or a re-release. It got a remake. Which that's a game that really didn't need a remake, but we got one. But it means on PC, you're stuck with the fucking janky-ass old version if you want to play the game as it was originally intended. Because that was not ported well to PC. But we'll see. Shit. See, this game really opens up hyper cinematic like Uncharted. Like, I think they're heavily inspired by Uncharted 2's opening, like cinematic platforming in this opening intro. When the rest of the game, like, isn't as automated. I'm not gonna say it isn't automated, but it's not as automated when it comes to platforming.
A-graded slaves report to escape pods.
Escape pods.
B and below
Now you're talking.
await
But
further
like, there we go. But like, what am I trying to say? Fuck. It's in my head, but I just can't say it. So this is by Ninja Theory, famous for, I guess, Hellblade and Devil May Cry, the reboot that failed. This is their
Gotta get my weapons back.
third or fourth game. But
The stuff.
Heavenly Sword was like had cinematics and mocap directed by Andy Serkis, who was in it. So he returned for this one, and he is the main character, Monkey, that you're playing as. That's brutal. It's kind of interesting for how the game ends too, that they do that. Well, we'll see if we make it that far. But not today. It's not, this game is like 15 hours long. We're not gonna make it today. Plus, we have Pigsy's Perfect 10 DLC.
7 pods remaining.
My ride. At least I can get my gear back.
Oh shit. Alright. Now we can kick some ass, kinda. Maybe. So this game you can kind of think of as Uncharted combined with God of War, if you want to think of it that way. Essentially a puzzle platformer first, you know, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, you know, combined with some light God of War cinematic action shit.
Here we go. Come on.
Kick ass. Okay. We're ready to rock and roll and fuck things up.
Combat mechs. At least they're not active.
Wow. Okay. Looks good. It's weird going back to some of these old games where they
Activating combat.
obviously weren't 1080p when they first released, and seeing them in like 1080p, just a little clearer. I assume this game supports higher resolutions now too, but I don't have a 4K monitor. Or do I? No, I don't think I do. Shit. I was thinking about getting one, like Sleepy Project was talking about her monitors, like she bought, like this was like a year ago,
Remaining.
and she bought a couple Asus monitors, which were really cheap, because fucking monitors and TVs are so cheap nowadays. I was thinking about getting one. Instead, I got a nice keyboard. I hope that she got a kickback for that, because that was her sponsor. But it is a nice keyboard. Now, even though it's mechanical, I still think my Sega keyboard, which was a fake mechanical, basically is for the Sega Saturn. But you can use it on PC because it has PS2 input. Oh, that's an awesome keyboard. I don't know why I'm fucking talking about keyboards. Where do I go? Did I go the wrong way? Yeah. It's cold gin time again.
Hey!
She's not sexy robot yet. What the fuck? Trip?
You mother...
That's good. But yeah, this was one of my favorite games when it came out. It has a very good story, or it had. Well, I'll have to. I want to. This is one of the ones I want to revisit to see how it's kind of like aged. But like, even at the time, I was like, a lot of this is automated, you know. But it does get better. Like, it shifts to where it like actually becomes more Prince of Persia-esque. Like, you know, Sands of Time or 2008. I really love Prince of Persia 2008. It's a shame that game got, you know, ended up kind of fucked, you know. I can get it though, coming off of the other Prince of Persia games, and it's essentially a reboot, you know. So I love that game. I might have to revisit that too at some point. But this certainly is way easier, more automated than that. It's very much in uncharted territory. We're like, you know, how, like basically how what we got with Tomb Raider Legend, but automated is essentially the Uncharted style, you know. But again, I still remember there being more meat to this than we got in, like, for instance, Uncharted 2 and whatnot. Shit! I'm dying! But it's even back in the day on the 360. Like, I have like a, what was it, 104 or 5, maybe more. But it was one of the original 100 games that I got all the achievements in. As I stopped after I hit 100. But even saying that, I did have to cheat on a few games that were glitchy. Like I got all the achievements in Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2, but that game had a bug if you did the DLC first, so I had to force the final achievement because it just would not unlock. But I still consider that legit, just with like an asterisk of why I was able to do it. Well, I fucking had to hack it. But I did all the work. But this one, yeah, this is one of the originals. So I played the fuck out of this game back in the day. I really loved it back then. Which is why I want to know if it's still good. But sometimes you do get caught up in the moment. Like, this game was written by the guy who did 28 Days Later and I want to say Sunshine. I really loved Sunshine, you know. So it's like, was I just being a fanboy? Because I think he also worked on Devil May Cry, which we know that's kind of a disaster story-wise. At least when it comes to the characters. Like, even when I read the story, though, it was kind of a disaster. Shit. This is automated, but you do have to pay attention. That's how they get you.
Impact in 20 seconds.
Oh shit!
Warning. Impact in.
Hi, Trip. Trip is certainly pretty, but don't trust that. You'll see. Never trust the pretty ones. Except for the ones I know. Only trust the pretty ones. So what the fuck am I saying? Don't trust the pretty ones in media, trust the pretty ones in real life. Don't trust the pretty ones online, but trust them in real life. Okay. This will all make sense in like 30 seconds. It's not really a spoiler because something will happen in 30 seconds that explains everything. Okay. We're only 15 minutes into it and so much action has happened. Okay. We're fine. I'm fine. I'm okay. Okay, we're already at chapter 2. I can't remember how many chapters are. It's not a short game. It's got some legs. Plus it's got the expansion, which is a little while, like 3 hours I want to say. It's not too bad DLC wise. It's not the best. Like it's not like, wow, that is fucking, like, what's a really good DLC? Like Mass Effect 2 had some good DLC. What was it? I just can't remember. You play a game so far. Like Lair of the Shadow Broker was real good. There's a couple other good ones. Oh, Overlord. It's not like Overlord good, but it's really fucking good.
Oh God, my head feels like it's ripped open.
It's the headband.
What?
The slave headband.
Yeah. This is based off of the same thing that Dragon Ball is based off of. The same book.
You put this on me.
Let me explain.
Written by the guy who wrote 28 Days Later and Sunshine, if you're familiar with either of those movies.
No.
And starring and directed by Andy Serkis
You think I'm
of Lord of the Rings fame.
Come in, stop!
So it's one of those cinematic platformers.
Come in, move away from me.
But if I remember correctly, again, I'm trying to play it to revisit it, but it does have a decent amount of gameplay, if I remember correctly.
I hacked a slave.
Journey to the West is it? Yep, that one. Like how Suikoden is inspired by another one of those novels. I can't remember. It's one of those, like, yeah, I know. Like, Water Margin's the only novel I remember the name of off the top of my head because its name is Water Margin.
For any reason, the headband will discharge a lethal dose. If I die, you die.
Yeah, Trip sucks. But Trip is cool, but she sucks.
Why?
I need your help. I come from a wind farmer community. It's about 300 miles from here. I'll never make it on my own. If slavers don't get me, Max will. That's the deal. Get me back to my home and you can go back to yours.
Poor monkey, he got fucked here. That's why it's called Enslaved. But then there's the whole meta, like story why this is called Enslaved. But Odyssey of the West, Journey to the West, you know.
Okay. Let's go.
Yeah, okay, that's it. Water Margin. Okay, yeah. I was like, there's 3 novels. Why am I thinking of 4 things? But yeah, Water Margin is Suikoden. There's also a Genesis game made, that was a bootleg game made in Taiwan called Water Margin that I have on the Genesis. It's a beat 'em up like that. That's like I can't remember what it's a hack of, but I remember someone talking about Water Margin. It's like there's no Water Margin game. I was like, fuck you. Here's Water Margin on the Sega Genesis, made in the year like 99 or 2000.
It's like it's inside my goddamn head.
It is. We have a continuous audio link now.
Because you get Romance of the Three Kingdoms,
You got pretty beat up when you landed.
Journey to the West, and Water Margins. Water Margins, like more than one margin.
Shall we keep going?
Okay. Shit. That distorted effect really fucked me up.
What are all these people?
Cheers.
This must have been some kind of gathering point.
Who are those? These are real people they're showing. Is that Glenn Danzig? I trip. She's not sexy, Robot Trip. The game lied to me.
I think this must be a drawbridge.
Must be to keep Max out.
There are some controls here.
Basically, the robot thing just gives her like it exposes more of her like one of her tits and but gives her like a sheen on her. She's like a robot sheen thing, you know. It ain't nothing. All right, how do I get over here? This game's making me think all of a sudden, and I am. I'm okay. Let's figure this out. This might make it seem like there's more gameplay because I'm not 100%. Oh, there it is. The game will tell me what to do. I see it now.
Be careful.
Okay, this way.
Max, keep your voice down. They could be close.
Again, Prince of Persia time, Sands of Time, heavily inspired. There we go. I think this game originally came out in 2010, and I actually picked it up on launch. Oh shit. Not many people did. This game did not do that well at the time. Which nowadays not well is like, you know, oh, it only sold 2 million copies. No, this game didn't do that well. If only. Combat is again kind of God of War-esque, but not near as deep.
Okay. It's all clear.
Now here we go. Come on, Drip. Let me. Okay, I can't. Wait a minute, options. No, I can't do it. I have to go back to the main menu. We can jive with normal Trip. Now I just kind of want to show off what fucking Robot Trip looks like.
Hurry up.
Where you at?
We could get out through here.
Woman? Okay.
Can you move this?
Yes, I can. This kind of makes me want to read Journey to the West because Monkey's a cool character in this. I have to admit, I have not really ever watched Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z. So I don't really have, outside of this game, I don't have much context for Journey to the West. It's kind of like a cool concept for what they do in here, though. So it makes me wonder how close this is to the original, or if it's just, you know, like the framework, you know. Shit.
To get you home as fast as possible so that you can take this thing off my head and I can break your neck.
Yeah, kill Trip, monkey.
That smoke over there. That's where the slave ship came down.
I kind of wonder what his story was like before this game. So it implies he's been through some
My
shit.
ride survived a crash.
What's your ride?
It's the only way I know how to cover 300 miles. 2 wheels and an engine.
Okay.
This place.
Still looks good. I like the vibrantness without the how like all games look like Far Cry now. Like this is nice and vibrant without looking like Far Cry, right? Like I remember one of the big things they want to show off was like, you know how like most post-apocalyptic things want to look like Fallout, where everything's kind of like blown out and stuff. Well, if you've ever seen like a mall or abandoned buildings and stuff, like nature takes them over. So it actually, excuse me, I think I have a problem speaking right now. I'm talking too fast. But like, actually like how nature takes over. And it's fucking cool.
Do as I say.
Because, you know, life finds a way. As Ian Malcolm would say. Okay. I know what I'm doing. Okay. I've played this game so many times. It's been like a decade, but I played the fuck out of this that decade ago. Okay. Come on, Trip. Oh, shit. Maybe don't come on, Trip. How you guys doing? Shoot him! I don't have that yet. Okay. Okay, there we go. Oh shit, more. Okay, Trip, just relax. Like, no, it does not feel as satisfying as God of War, of course. Or like Devil May Cry. But it's fine. Like, finding robots in video games tends to not feel that great. There's one game where it does work, which I'm planning on streaming, so I'm not going to say what it is. But if you're familiar with, like, Yakuza,
Then when I ask you to do something,
you're probably going to be able to guess what game I'm planning on streaming. It's not a Yakuza game,
I understand.
but it feels like it in presentation. And it's, you know, if you know, you know. Also a game from this time. 2012 was when that game came out. Another hint. All right, Trip, what's going on?
let's go.
Okay, that's right.
Okay.
It's not. This is not necessarily a what's it called?
I think we can go this way.
Escort mission. It kind of is, but Trip is. You usually don't have to worry about it, not even as much as Resident Evil 4. In Resident Evil 4, you have a lot of tools too. Right? It's very smartly designed, right? But this one, Trip is fine for the most part. You don't have to worry about her too much. But you are the muscle. And she is the brains. Her brains are bad, but you know. Alright, let's go.
Watch out!
Yeah, let her die. Yeah, see, she can. She has some tools. Shit, I fucked up. Okay, yes. You know, the main character in this is Monkey. Should I at some point stream the game Ape Escape?
It's an EMP pulse. My father gave it to me. It knocks out small mechs for a few seconds.
Okay.
Enough to give me a chance to get away.
Yeah, you're telling me what you just showed me.
There
It's
must be
fine,
more power
Trip.
cells around here.
I understand what just happened.
You shouldn't get sidetracked. We just need to get to the crash site.
Go, monkey, go, monkey, go. Okay.
Max!
Can't sneak past them. I'll get across and draw their attention. Then you make a run for it.
I remember recommending this game to a Dizzy Dokuro, and I think it was too much game for her to handle. She apparently was a big Dragon Ball fan. Alright, is she good? Okay. Which again, it's not that this is like Dragon Ball, but again, it's based off of Journey to the West. So it's like an interesting contrast for someone probably more familiar with that than like
There's the way out.
you know,
But we'll never make it
someone
across.
who's unfamiliar like I am.
No cover.
Maybe this time I can distract them? I might be able to create a decoy.
Distract it!
Okay, got it.
Okay, it's like, don't kill me. Alright, we're good.
Hey!
It's running out. Be careful.
Hey!
Right.
Hey!
Man, that fucked me up. I was going way too fast.
I can't
Alright.
hack the door. There's no cover.
Okay, leave it with me. I'll take out those mechs.
Okay. We need to do our due diligence here and do our platforming.
I can use my decoy if you need me to.
Hold on, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Shit. Where is it? I fucked up. Okay, it's up here. We have to go fast. See, already there's more fucking gameplay than Uncharted 3 shit. That's the recharge.
Okay, fully charged.
Okay. Again, it's a cinematic action platformer, but you still, it's not going to hold your hand completely. It's not automated. Fuck him up, monkey. Okay, cool. Okay. Let's head back. Shit. Can I not head back? Okay, I can't remember. Do I need to go a different way? I think I can go that way. I just, I gotta find the right spot to jump. Maybe not. Like if Rage looked like this, that would have been more impressive than it just looking like, you know, Fallout, you know? Which is again probably why Far Cry 3 ended up stealing all of its wind. Which Far Cry 3 was a better game, and but also kind of weirdly enough, like, cause Far Cry 3 was a big hit, but wasn't like Grand Theft Auto 5 hit. So it's weird to see like every other open world game has copied Far Cry 3, but worse. But yeah, like just like if Rage looked like this, I think it would have been. I think it probably would have done better. This game, you know, it's just kind of a weird concept. It was not going to do that well. Okay. Let's go. Oh my god. Alright, Trip. Let's jump down, Trip. Trip, 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 Trip. Come on, Trip. Nice jump. I've made that jump before. Well, no, not that high. Like, and I made it, like, with the pole on the side. So, like, I use the pole to hold and then jump down. Real life platforming. The FedEx driver was not impressed. Like, what the fuck, he's crazy. I was like, that's the only way I could have gotten down.
Look at this tree.
It's like, I know what I'm doing. I know physics and graphics. Not graphics. Gravity. No, that's totally fair. That's totally fair for the Far Cry games, and that's kind of why like I don't like the majority of Far Cry clones, because like from a gameplay design concept, like it's definitely like something that like Far Cry. I've told a friend like Vindale, I'll use her as an example. I told her before, like when I was playing Horizon Zero Dawn, is like I would have liked this game a lot better if it had like guns and shooting. So it's just like what kept me going in Far Cry was that it was a shooter. Just you take that out and like the other stuff just didn't do it for me, right? And
I need you to catch one.
like the stealth segments and all that jazz. There's a lot going on in Far Cry that to me only worked because of how the game's story progressed, and like I'm talking like 3, 4, 5. Not so much Blood Dragon, which a lot of people love Blood Dragon. I thought it was fine, but like okay, let's check. I always wanted to do this, but like just like the where that sort of thing only worked because I like the gameplay of like the core gameplay of Far Cry. And all the other auxiliary stuff I'm not a fan of. So when you take that out, like like for instance, Horizon Zero Dawn, Breath of the Wild, Ghost of Tsushima, I just wasn't a big fan of. And I can totally see people not, if they don't like the shooting stuff, not liking that sort of thing at all, you know?
It's right over there. It's just.
I know, I can see it.
It was like, yeah, Far Cry 2, which was the original, which does do a lot of stuff different than Far Cry 3. A lot of stuff that Far Cry 3 is like the template for a lot of the sort of gameplay and progression that those games borrow. That's a big one, it's progression. Far Cry 2 doesn't have a lot of those progression hang-ups, and it's just pure exploration. It's like Morrowind. I like to call it the Morrowind of first-person shooters. Well, like, I remember IGN calling Far Cry 3 the Skyrim of first-person shooters, which is kind of, it sounds silly, but it's kind of true.
Got it.
Got it. All right.
That's great.
But like,
Bring it back down.
Far Cry 2 is that experience of just exploring in first person. I'm sorry, my speech is kind of getting slurred right now. First person, without the extra bullshit that later games put in. So again, like Morrowind, you know. She's so happy. But there's one Far Cry 3 clone that I did really like.
Didn't you?
From a gameplay wise, I like more gameplay wise, but obviously kind of fucked up story wise, and that's Phantom Pain. As a Phantom Pain, like if it ended after you deal with Soulface, it would have been fine. But of course, we know that Hideo Kojima's like, give me $50 million, 5 more years, and I'll make the greatest game ever. It's like, Hideo Kojima, this game's gotta be finished at some point, you know, and they cut it off before it had an actual ending, you know. But it was just kind of, that game was just hyper indulgent, right? Like a lot of Kojima games are. Even though I really love Metal Gear Solid 3 especially, and the Phantom Pain, but like
Keep still.
but gameplay wise, that's the one where I'm like, it got the Far Cry formula right, and I don't really feel like a lot of other games did, you know.
There.
Even though from what I played of Breath of the Wild, I did like it, but not enough to continue with it. But I do know like the formula that was copied in that, in Horizon, Ghost of Tsushima, and some other, even Ubisoft games, like Assassin's, like, God, I'm going on such a tangent here, but like, Assassin's Creed even borrows it, even though some of those design choices were in the originals, they weren't in it like how Far Cry 3 implemented it, you know?
You should be able to see the mines.
If that makes any sense at all. So, it's just kind of weird to see how that Far Cry 3,
What do you think?
it's kind of,
Cool, huh?
that's pretty cool, Trip.
Yeah.
Think about how one game can cause such a ripple effect.
Can you take me
Like-
through the mines?
Like,
I can't see where they are.
like not Far Cry, but like, okay, I like carrying Trip. I like Trip, even though she makes some real bad decisions here. But then at the very end, it's like, did she make the right decision? That's the whole thing. Yeah, like the old Assassin's Creed games before they got Far Cry-ified are they work pretty well. I liked Assassin's Creed 1 and 4 specifically. 2 I did like playing, but I remember because I played that for the first time in 2012, and I was kind of shocked at like how ugly it was. Yeah, yeah, you got it. Like how Resident Evil 4 spawned like thousands of clones. Like I remember Frank talking about asking me if Dark Sector was any good. I was like, if you don't like Far Cry, again, I said Far Cry. If you don't like Resident Evil 4, you will not like Dark Sector, since it's a bad Resident Evil 4 clone.
Let's head for that building.
Well, there are some games that did the Resident Evil 4 formula good because they did it slightly different, like Gears of War, for instance. But there are a lot that just copied Resident Evil 4, you know, because that was the thing, you know. And now, and Resident Evil 4 was also the aesthetic, the reason for like a lot of the aesthetic of the brown and gray, which again worked for Resident Evil 4, but
I'll look for a way through.
didn't for a lot of games, you know. It's just kind of fucking crazy to think of how one game, because like not even from a gameplay perspective, but just a look perspective. Do I need to drop her? No. Hold on. What's it want me to do? Put you down for a second. Okay. The just the look perspective, you know, changed so much.
Watch out!
Oh, she's too far away. Trip. Which, I mean, okay, put her down. You stay there.
Where are you going?
Okay, Trip. All right, come here. Why is this game being janky right now? Okay. Is that not the way I need to go then?
Up there.
Oh, I see. I have to throw her. Because earlier on this channel, I played like
Okay. Find another way.
Okay, I needed that. I forgot there's collectibles. I completely fucking forgot. Earlier on in this channel, I played Kill Switch. Kill Switch is interesting. Oh shit. Which that was a game that was not really a big hit, but it did inspire like Gears of War and like Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. Like Kill Switch, basically, if you combine Kill Switch and Resident Evil 4, you got Gears of War, right? But a lot of games like but it's weird to see how like that to me is like interesting, like from a gameplay and like inspiration, but just how like getting back to my point, the copying of the aesthetic of Resident Evil 4 was weird, just like the copying of the progression in Far Cry is weird, right? I don't know. It's like, because like you have Grand Theft Auto, right? That had clones too. Scarface, Saints Row, Godfather, right? But what that wasn't even as near as pervasive as what Far Cry 3's impact has been the last decade. It's weird. Okay, I'm trying to think here.
I can't get across. Can you help me?
I could try to help you, Trip. I have to think first, and thinking is not my strong point at this point. All right, okay, she can't. Can I make that jump, or is that going to kill my ass? Okay, this game makes you think. Okay, it's what's the That's where I need to go. That's probably not where I need to go yet. I think I need to. Can I make that jump? Yes, I can. Okay. See, in a normal game like a modern game, all you have to do is hit that waypoint and you have to go forward. But here, that's still me where I need to go, but I need to do more stuff ahead of time. So that's kind of another interesting thing, right? Oh yeah, Souls games, right? To just think about how a game in 2009 that Sony did not want to publish in the West, that Atlas had to publish back when Atlas was a publisher, and a really good publisher. And how that game changed so much. Because even, again, I mentioned Breath of the Wild being a Far Cry clone. It also has some Dark Souls stuff to it, right? Definitely not as much, but the DNA is in there. But that's just kind of crazy. And I do like some of those games too. Like I love Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Elden Ring. But the clones, like a lot of the clones don't hit for me, but I did really like Code Vein. Code Vein was fun. Code Vein is also one of those really anime games. Okay, I need to remember what I need to do here. Okay, I need to climb up there, but we have to wait. Like, it makes sense. Like, and it's not really a new phenomenon, right? Like, Space Invaders spawned so many clones. Some of them real bad, some of them good, like Galaga. If you ever wanted to dive into first-person shooters of the 90s, Doom spawned so many Doom clones. Like they were called Doom clones before first-person shooters for a reason, as they played like Doom. Some were really good, like Heretic, which was pretty much just Doom with, you know, a medieval aesthetic.
I need another scan.
Okay. It's just kind of crazy. Like, this game, its lineage can be traced back to Prince of Persia: the Sands of Time, right? Which that was a hit, but back in 2002, or was that 2003 when that came out? Whenever year that came out, a big hit was like, you know, 500,000 copies sold. Now that wouldn't make a dent. But that spawned a whole, like that and Devil May Cry, right? Just, shit, I'm just fucking around. Really influenced action games for like the next decade. Which again, Devil May Cry was originally a Resident Evil game, so just thinking about and how influential original Resident Evil was, just thinking about how, and then Resident Evil 7, it's like everybody, like when a Resident Evil game comes out that hits, how many people want to fucking copy that, right? Like Resident Evil 6 did not hit, but you know 7 did, and now we have first-person horror games that are like walking simulators forever. Which that wasn't something that Resident Evil 7 innovated, but it certainly spawned a ton of. Yeah. It's like a weird prequel, isn't it? I've played a little bit of God Eater 1. Because I played Code Vein and was interested in. Like, Monster Hunter games aren't really my jam, so to speak. So I didn't make it that far into it, but it's just kind of weird to think about. Because it makes the settings seem fucking crazy as shit. It's not like they don't like Monster Hunter games, it's just that, you know, they require quite a bit of investment. And, but God Eater honestly wasn't as near as bad as, because I played a little bit of Monster Hunter World. That one required a lot more in God Eater, so I played a bit more of that. Just because of Code Vein, I wanted to see, because the connection. Because Code Vein is a crazy game. I really like that game. It's I like it a lot more than I thought I would. Because it's like a very, like, I don't want to say it's not, because it's not like Dark Souls and Demon Souls are big budget, but like it feels like a budget version of those. But at the same time, the anime aesthetic carries hard in it. Yeah, I've played Monster Hunter Tri and World and God Eater, those three, and God Eater is the one I've played the most of, just because, I don't know, something about Monster Hunter, it's kind of a pain in the ass. Like, I watched a bunch of VTubers play Rise, so I picked up Rise because of that, but I never booted that game up because it's like, do I want to play this? Like, nah, not really. One of these days I want to give it a fair shake, and sit down, but it's one of those where, like, I don't know what I need to do. She's over there. Shit! Trip. See, this game's making me think. Which is already a lot more than fucking, oh shit. Shit. Like an Uncharted game would make me do. That's probably it. Alright, can I deal with this guy? Shit. Only temporary. Only temporarily. Shit. Alright, we have to figure this out then. This is a sense of progression, while Monster Hunter is almost MMO-esque, right? Like, I remember, I was gonna stream a bunch of Famitsu Wave stuff since I have for the Demo Distress series, and I made videos, but I never got around to publishing them. I'm gonna die! Shit. Shit, I got stuck. But, like, it was kind of cool to see, like, how in those, like, that sent me back a ways. Fuck. They basically made, like, little machinimas on those out of Monster Hunter. Because, again, those games are very, the player makes the stories that are, like, inside. So it's kind of cool to see, like, you know, a janky version of what we saw with Red vs. Blue, but in Monster Hunter and in Japanese. Oh, I picked up God Eater 3 not too long ago. Again, I need to get to those games. So I wanted to play God Eater 1 more, but... Because of like, again, I'd rather play those than Monster Hunter from what I played a bit more. Again, it's all Code Vein's fault. Shit. I was ready to diss on this game on the opening segment. It's like it hasn't aged well, but this game is making me play and think, which is like I know a lot. It's a cinematic action platformer, but it's already doing more than like the modern variants. Again, I rag on Uncharted 3, but it's really true. Uncharted 3, like even Uncharted 2, like. Is really automated. Alright. So, okay, we got to... Okay, so I triggered that trap earlier. Oh, shit.
Distracted.
Okay.
Where do I go? I see. I need to get up there.
It's running out. Be careful. Hey, come back. I can't get past until you've cleared the way for me.
Yeah, I know Trip. I know Trip.
Okay, fully charged.
I think this is, yeah, this is where I get the gun.
Plasma cells.
No, not the gun, but the staff. Shoot it.
Works.
There we go.
Help me! They're coming! Quick, do something!
Yeah, I liked... Shit, we have to save Trip. I liked Uncharted 2 at the time. But yeah, I kind of really despise those games. Where you got, Trip? Like, I like the story of Last of Us, but I tell you what, I did not like playing that game in the slightest. I did not find it fun. I was just kind of like, you know, it's like you guys made a, who was it, Amy Hennig and what up? They made a very good story, but a game I did not like in the slightest. And by Uncharted 3, it's like there was very little compelling gameplay, which, like Uncharted 2, going like one playthrough, I really liked it, but then I tried playing again. It's like I see that this really is not a video game, you know. And Uncharted 1, like, wasn't that great in my opinion to begin with. It's just kind of interesting to see a game that was basically Tomb Raider Legend combined with Far Cry, and somehow it became a huge hit when those two games were better, you know? Like, it was taking the worst of Far Cry 2, you know? Because I really like Tomb Raider Legend. But, like, which, so, it was just like an okay game. But because it was Naughty Dog,
Pretty much always. People call me Trip.
this is kind of like, you know...
I don't have a name.
you must.
I can't really think of any other like something about Sony gets such a pass for all that stuff, because even Nintendo, like critically, and a lot of people were ragging on their fuck ups with the Paper Mario games, right? But if like that was Sony, it wouldn't. No one would rag on it. I don't know how to.
People call you then.
I don't know how they cultivated such an audience to put up with such shit.
If you want to give me a name.
I don't know.
Okay. Monkey.
Like, I'd probably rather play one of those shitty Paper Mario games than a like highly reviewed Sony game. You know? Like, yes, 100%. I'd rather play Sticker Star over The Last of Us 2, or even The Last of Us 1. You know? I don't know. I wonder. It's kind of like I bet Microsoft wishes they had that sort of fan base where they'd let them get away with that shit when Microsoft is continuously fucked up for the last decade. You know, I just don't get it.
Before that turret sees us.
Scanning.
Like, I can tell you straight up, people don't remember how the first fucking Uncharted game went, or the Killzone games.
Wait.
Even though I would say Killzone 2 and Mercenary were good games, you know? I don't know. It just baffles me.
Looks like it's petroleum.
I remember the same thing with like the Witcher games. I like the first Witcher game. So I remember people really hyping up the Witcher 2, and I played that, and it was basically a shitty version of Sleeping Dogs or Batman Arkham Asylum. It had a good story, but it had like the worst of Dragon Age and Arkham Asylum. It was weird. Like it was like Batman Arkham Asylum without any nuance to its gameplay. Like an okay game, but not the greatest game ever made, like they were talking about. And then when Witcher 3 came out, it was instantly forgotten about. It's like, okay, it's like the same thing with Sony. Like
Fully charged.
there are Sony fans out there who probably never even heard of Crash Bandicoot or Spyro the Dragon. Really good games, right? They and it's not like they grew up with Uncharted. They just go for like the current game. Like Nintendo and Microsoft would kill for that audience. Oh, Killzone was the one? Yeah, like that game is I don't know if it came out. It came out the same year as Resident Evil 4. I don't know if it was you know, before or after, but it was super brown and gray, right? There we go. Now we can kill turrets. All right, we got our classic turret section. Like, so Guerrilla Games was brought on to make a Halo killer. So they made Killzone, which was really janky. But, oh shit, I need to do this. Where you at, Trip? Coming towards Trip? Oh, they are coming. Shit, they're coming fast. Where they at, Trip? And those of us old enough remember when the PS3 was announced, what's called like the bullshot at the Killzone 2 trailer, which used fake cinematic footage of the gameplay to kind of like, oh, the PS3 is this powerful, when it was all bullshit. Now, to be fair, I personally think that Killzone 2 looked better than that, but didn't have that, you know, cinematic sheen. Oh shit, survive, Trip. There we go. Okay. One of these days, I might stream the original Killzone, even though, like, I wouldn't say it's a good game at all. In fact, I'd say it's a bad game. But it has its moments of, like, it's where they do try to do weird, interesting stuff. It's like Killzone 2 is the game that was like, okay, we're gonna sit down and make a quality game. And single player was pretty decent. The multiplayer was real good in Killzone 2. All right, let's leave. All right. And then with Killzone 3, it's like we had enough. We're going to do what everyone else has done and copy Call of Duty and call it a day and kill the franchise so we make Horizon Zero Dawn. And that's how, and that doing all that is how you end up the president of Sony.
I think I can upgrade your equipment. My EMP is back online!
Alright. Okay, what do I want to do? Staff. I don't want to do that. Health. I've got so much. Alright. Combat. $45,000. Alright, we'll do that. Shield. But yeah, I know I've played Killzone 1 and Liberation on this channel before in the Demo Distress series. But like yeah, they're kind of just like throwing her. Carrying her and throwing her, it makes this game. All right. But it's just kind of weird to think about that ripple effect where they hired a no-name studio. I think they made one game before that wasn't that well received. It was like Nom something. And, you know, because first-person shooters at that time were so fucking janky. And they were one of the developers. And they're like, we're going to make a fucking janky Halo killer. I was like, fuck yeah, Sony finally has an FPS. It's like they had Time Splitters. Time Splitters was real good. Killzone, you know, something else.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense. They should be dead.
Makes perfect sense. The sunlight feeds the plants. The plants oxygenate
It's a
the water.
terrarium.
The small fish eat the algae. The big fish eat the small fish. It's a closed ecosystem. Just like my home. My father designed our community to work in exactly the same way so that we'd never have to leave the outer compound walls. We grow our own food, condense our own water, create our own energy. We have everything.
Except the future.
That's brutal, monkey.
Well, I've seen it all before. Scattered tribes coming together under one visionary leader. It's never long before they attract the attention of the slavers, which obviously has already happened.
It was just one slave ship. Only caught a handful of us.
Think more won't follow.
If these fish can survive for 200 years against all the odds, so can we.
Ah, symbolism. Kind of heavy-handed, but I understand. Alright, let's go. What do I do? Shit, I'm out. Shit.
His systems are overloading. He's losing control.
Why would I want to do that?
Hey! Hey!
Oh, I see.
Oh, look. The statue is breaking.
Hey! Hey!
Oh, I need to... I see. Oh, he mad.
Use it to your advantage.
It's just like Conan the Barbarian. Do I need to get him a little further back? Shit. Come and get me.
That's it. Get it to hit the statue again.
Trip, it's gonna be fine. Oh, you mad now? Alright. Hey! That's what you get for killing them fish.
Hey, Trip. Come on. Gotta scan this thing.
Howdy, welcome to the stream. I was just waiting to get through chapter 2 before going on a Chrono Trigger. This is This is a cinematic action platformer based off of Journey to the West. Made by Ninja Theory, famous for making Devil May Cry and Hellblade.
We're gonna have to cross this ravine?
So like it's
You see that metal tower?
all about
Use it to get across.
it's story first, I guess, but like it's kind of interesting. It's also a pretty good game so far. Like I was afraid that would be more automated like the Uncharted games were, but it's a game. It's a video game.
Looks like we don't have any choice.
Okay. But I still think I need to get back to Chrono Trigger. So after chapter 2, let's see what I need to figure out why Trip isn't. Hold on. So yeah, I think let's go back to the main menu. What happened to my settings? See, it's not on though. It's obviously not working. All right, that's busted. Anyway, I will take maybe a 5 to 10 minute break here as I set up my Super Nintendo, and to boot up Chrono Trigger. This game actually does not do edge maxing. It's pretty subdued. Like it's not even like it's pretty I don't want to say thoughtful because that kind of sounds disingenuous, but kind of. So it's definitely not like Devil May Cry in that sense. But anyway, I'm going to call it there for now and investigate why Trip isn't dressed up like a robot. So anyway, so yeah, I'll be back with more Chrono Trigger.